Hello all, I welcome you all in this video on topic Python data types. Data type is nothing but a type of any variable which holds any type of value. For example, if I am declaring a name variable, I will store the name of any person in that variable. So it must be string and not any integer or float value. Similarly, if I want to store the age of the person, then I should have the integer type of data, and for that I should declare any variable of type integer. So for this, Python provides various standard data types that define the storage method on each variable, and some data types in Python are common like another programming languages, but some are unique, and Python provides some featured data types also, that also we will discuss in this video. So in summary, we have these 5 data types listed over here: numbers, boolean, sequence, dictionary and set, where this numbers is itself not a data type, but it includes integer, float and complex number, and this sequence includes string, which is a sequence of alphabets, list, which is a sequence of any kind of elements, it is like a collection, and tuple, which is also a collection of various elements with different data types. Then dictionary, which has key value pairs, and there is a set, which is like a set in mathematical. Now let us move to the first data type, that is numbers. In Python, we don't need to declare any variable with its name of the data type, but when we store the value or we assign the value to the variable, automatically Python considers or assume its data type. So numbers stores numerical values, and Python creates number object when a number is assigned to a variable. For example, if I write a equal to 3, here I don't need to declare this a, because whenever I will assign this 3 to a, automatically the data type of this a will be considered as number, and it is same case for the b. Now under this number, Python support 3 types of numeric data. First is integer, second is float, and then there is a complex number. Now whenever we use any variable, it will be treated as an object, and we can find out that the object has some class, and that class is nothing but the data type. So let us use these all data types under numbers in Python using Thonny editor. Now suppose if I write here number is equal to 67, then I can print the value of number, and if I want to know the type of data which is stored in the number or the data type of number, then I can use type function, and I can pass this number variable to type. Here I got the class int. That means when an value 67 is assigned to the number, its data type is assumed as integer, because we are storing this integer number in the number variable, and it will be treated as an object of the class int. Similar to this, if I use num is equal to 34.67, and if I say type of num, then it will give me class float. So now this num become an object of the float class. Similarly in Python, there is a facility to declare or to use complex numbers. So if I say complex underscore number is equal to 23 plus 78j, and if I say complex underscore number, then it will print the number in the parenthesis, and I can also find out the class of this complex number, and that will be complex. This is the object of this complex number, is the object of complex class. So these are three classes under numbers data type of Python, and they all are depend on the values that you assign to the variable. Now in Python, if you think about long or short integer, then if you are using Python 3.x, we don't need to worry about that type of the variable and the value assigned to it, whether it is long or short. Python automatically declare it as an integer, and it will be used as an integer. Similarly, a complex number contain an ordered pair where it is a combination of real and imaginary number. I have already demonstrated this complex number to you. Now we will move to the next data type, and that is Boolean. As you all know that in any programming language this Boolean data type is used, and this Boolean data type has only two values, that is either true or false. So if you are using any expression with some relational operator or logical operator, then depending on the condition, either it evaluates to true or false. At that time this Boolean data type is used. So understanding how Python Boolean values behave is important to programming well in Python, because generally these data types are used while you are using the conditional statements or looping statements. So let us move to the example of this. Now in Python, this true and false has these values, where first letter of the true is T, and that is capital. For the false, F is capital, and you can directly use this type function to find out the class of this false and true, and it generate this result which consists of bool class. So in Python, this false and true values comes under bool class. So let us demonstrate this in Thonny. So let me clear the shell, and suppose if I have this a is equal to true, and if I say type of a, then it will return class bool. Even if I say a is equal to 5 is greater than 3, and if I say type a, then also it will return class bool. If I say 5 is less than 3, it of course it will generate the false result like this. So of course if I say type of a, it will generate class bool. Instead of passing any variable or any expression, you can directly pass this true or false values. So if I say true, it will return class bool, and instead of true, if I pass false, then also it return class bool. So this is how you can use these Boolean values or Boolean data type in Python. Now let us move to the next data types, and that is sequence data types, which includes string, list and tuple. So string, which is already we have used in another programming languages, which is similar in Python also. So the string can be defined as the sequence of characters, and we should specify string in double quote or single quote, because that is the difference between string data type and integer data type or number data type. Whenever we want to specify the string or any alphabet or any number as a string, we need to specify it in a quotation mark. In Python we can use both the quotation mark, that is double and single. String handling in Python is very straightforward task because it has various inbuilt functions and operators that we can apply on the string. Now how we can declare the string? So we should have any name of the variable, and is equal to sign is used to assign the string value to the string variable. So here are two strings. First is this hello Python and second is how are you. Now to print the string or specific character in the string or the range of characters in the string, we can use indexing or slicing, because string support indexing and it is ordered collection of the alphabets or characters. So we can use either indexing or slicing to print the characters within the string. Similar to this, we can also apply the concatenation operator or repetition operator so as to merge two or more strings or to repeat the string. So let us do all these things in the Thonny. Now let me clear the shell. So suppose I want to declare any string, I can say name is equal to, suppose in double quote I will write Sham, and if I say name, then Sham will be printed in single quote, and if I say type of name, then it will display you the class str. So this name variable belongs to class str, so it becomes the object of this str class and it is a string data type. Now if I want to repeat this name multiple times, I can use name into suppose 3, so it will display like 3 times Sham. If I want to concat 2 or more strings, I can say suppose name1 is equal to Ram, and if I say name plus name1, then it will display the concatenation of both the string. As I said, string is the ordered collection of characters. It supports indexing as well as slicing. The meaning of indexing is you can use the index of the character to display or to print it, and the index of the string starts with 0, that is first character is at position 0, the next is at position 1 and so on. So if I say name of 0, then it will display this capital S. If I say name of 1, then it will display H. Like this you can use the indexing. So this is called as the indexing. And the meaning of slicing is, instead of displaying the single character, you can display the range of characters. For example, if I say name of suppose 0:3, then it will display 0th character first, and this 3 means this is a upper bound and it will be treated as upper bound -1. So this is the second position character. So this is called as a slicing, where we use lower bound and upper bound to retrieve the range of the characters. For any sequence we can use this. The slicing has various ways to write that we will discuss in detail in the string data structure. Now this we have already seen that how we can use plus, that is concatenation symbol, and multiplication, that is known as a repetition symbol or operator, to return multiple times the same string. Now let us move to the next data type, and that is list. So in Python, this is the very important data structure. These are similar to arrays in C, but there is one difference, that arrays has all the elements is of same type, whereas in list we have different types of elements, and the lists are stored in square bracket, and their elements are separated by commas, and they support indexing and slicing as they are the ordered collection. So you can retrieve the values of list using index and range of elements using slicing. So in Python, list has various built-in functions, methods and procedures to do so many operations on the list, and of course, as they are ordered collection, they support indexing, and the index of the list element start from 0 like string. And also similar to the string, we can use concatenation operator and repetition operator, and it works similar as that of string. It is one of the most used data type in the Python, and it is very flexible. We will discuss this in detail when we learn the list data structure, but for now we will just demonstrate some of the things related to the list in Thonny. So let us move to the Thonny. Now let me clear the shell. Now to define the list, I need to specify the list name. So here I have L1 is equal to, the elements of the lists are stored in the square bracket, so we specify here square bracket, and suppose I have so many elements like 12, 45.67, in double quote KKWP, in single quote suppose Nashik, and one of the complex number is also there like 34.90J. Now this is my L1 list, and when I say type of L1, it gives me the class list, because now L1 is the object of class list, as it is the list and contains various items in the square bracket. Now if I want to use indexing, then similar to the string I can use L1 of suppose 2, then it will specify me the second position, that is 0th position 12 is there, first position 45.67, and second is KKWP, so 0, 1, 2. Now similar to this I can use slicing also. So if I say L1 of 1 colon suppose 5, then it will specify me this first position element to fifth minus 1 position element, that is this one. If I want to use repetition operator, then I can use L1 into 2. It will give me the list with similar element twice, and if I say L1 plus L1, then also it will give me the same result, because it has concatenated the same list with the same list. Now this is how we can use the list in the Python. Now in this example also, here A is the list which has so many elements. If you want to print this 15, then you can say A of 2. If you want to print the elements from 0th position to 2nd position, you can write A of 0 colon 3. And if you do not specify the upper bound, then the element from this 5th position will be printed, and the whole list will be printed from this 5th position element, and the previous elements will be discarded. So this is how we can use the list in Python. Now we'll move to the next data type in the Python, that is tuple. Now tuple and lists are similar kind of data structures, but there is one difference, that is we can modify the list but we cannot modify the tuple, and this property is known as mutable and immutable. So lists are mutable whereas tuples are immutable. And one more difference is there, that we write the elements of the tuple inside the parenthesis and list are enclosed in the square bracket. So we can think about the tuple as read-only list because we cannot modify them like list. Now tuples are written like this. For example, this tuple is one of the variable and this is the list of all the elements in the tuple which is enclosed in the parenthesis. So this is how I can declare the tuple with its values. And if I want to use the slicing or indexing, I can use like this, similar to the list, and I can also use this repetition operator and concatenation operator on the tuple. Now we will move to the Thonny and we will demonstrate all these things for the tuple. Now let me clear the shell. Now I will declare here the tuple t1. Suppose t1 is equal to 34, 56.78, in double quote, suppose India, in single quote if I write Delhi, and if I say t1, then it will print the values inside the parenthesis because t1 is the tuple and I can find out the class of t1, so it will give me the tuple class because t1 is tuple. And if I want to use indexing, then I can use t1 of 3, suppose it will display the Delhi. If I want to use slicing, then I can use suppose 3 colon, if I put it empty, then it will display Delhi because Delhi is at 3rd position and no element is there after the Delhi, so this will just display the comma here, because if I say t2 is equal to suppose any element inside parenthesis, then its type will be integer and not tuple, because when you specify single element inside parenthesis, the parenthesis will be ignored and that element will be treated as that of its type. So you need to specify here comma after single element. So if I write t2 34 comma, and if I print the type of t2, then it will display the tuple. I can also perform concatenation and repetition operations on the tuple. So if I write t1 into 3, then it will display all the elements of the t1 3 times, and if I use concatenation here t1 plus t2, then it will display the concatenation of t1 and t2 tuple. Now this is some of the details about tuple. There are so many methods and functions related to the tuple that we will study whenever we will see this tuple data structure in detail. Now let us move to the next data type, and that is dictionary. As I told you, the dictionary holds key value pairs and dictionaries are enclosed in the curly braces. The key value pairs are separated by colon, and key value where keys are immutable and values are mutable. So these can be treated as hash table, and they work like associative arrays or hashes found in the Perl and consist of key value pairs. Now in Python Generally, these dictionaries are used whenever we want to store the immutable keys and mutable values, but dictionaries are itself mutable. That means we can modify the dictionaries. We can also modify or change the values in the dictionaries, but we cannot modify or change the keys in the dictionaries. That's why the dictionaries itself are mutable, but their keys are immutable. Now, to declare the dictionary, we use this syntax: dict is equal to opening and closing curly brace. Dictionaries are unordered collection, so they don't support indexing and slicing. So whenever you want to store the value for any key, you have to use square bracket, and inside square bracket you have to use this key equal to the value, and whenever you want to retrieve that value, you have to use this key only. If you know the key, then only you can retrieve the value. Now this keys and this values method are used to retrieve all the keys and values of the dictionary. Now let us move to the Thonny and perform all these things. Now let me clear the shell. Suppose I have D1 as dictionary, and if I write in curly brace something like 1 colon 1 comma 2 colon 2. So here D1 type will be dict, that is D1 is the object of class dict. Similar to this, if you want to declare empty dictionary, then you can write empty curly braces, and if you say type of D2, then also it will display the same class. Suppose I want to add here another key value pair, so I will write D1 of 3 is equal to, in double quote I will write the value of that key, and when I display the D1, it will be the updated D1 or updated dictionary. If I want to retrieve a specific value, then I can say D1 of 2, then it will display the value of this 2 key. If I want to retrieve all the keys, then I can say D1 dot keys, and it will display all the keys using this list. And similar to this, if I write values, then it will display all the values list. If I want both, then there is one method, that is items. Then you can use items method, and it will display each item in tuple and the list of all the tuples with key value. So this is how you can use the dictionary in Python. Again, for dictionary there are various functions and methods, but that we will discuss when we discuss about this data structure separately in detail. Now let us move to the next data type, that is set. Sets are used to store multiple items in a single variable. So again, set you can treat as a mathematical set, and it is a collection of various elements, but here set does not support indexing and slicing because they are unordered collection of elements. They are created by placing all the items inside the curly brace. But the question is, what is the difference between set and dictionary? Dictionary has key value pairs, but set has simple or normal elements they are separated by comma, and sets can only be defined by using inbuilt set function. You cannot place only empty curly braces to declare the set, because at that time the data type of that variable will be dictionary. The sets contain any type of value like integer, float, tuple or string, but sets cannot have mutable element because the elements of the sets are immutable, but sets itself are mutable. That means you can modify the sets, you can add the elements inside the set, but the existing elements you cannot modify. That is, the elements are immutable. And set also does not keep the duplicates in it. That means set doesn't allow duplications. Now this is the example how you can write the set. So the set name is equal to the elements inside the curly brace, and this is how you can have the sets with tuple. Now let us move to the example in Thonny. Now let me clear the shell. So suppose I want to declare any set, and if I do like s1 is equal to opening and closing curly brace, then if you print the type of s1, then it will give you the class dict. That's why I told you that you cannot declare the set like this. Either you can say s1 is equal to set, then you will get the type of s1 as set, or you can say s2 is equal to, you can put some element inside the set, then also you will get the type of s2 as set. Now as I told you, you cannot modify the elements inside the set, but you can add the elements inside the set. For that there are so many methods and procedure for the set that we will discuss later. Now this I have demonstrated to you that you can use set function to declare the set. So this is the summary of all the data types that we have discussed. There are 5 types of data types: numeric, boolean, dictionary, set and sequence. Under numeric we have integer, float and complex. The boolean has true and false values. Dictionaries are nothing but key value pairs separated by comma in curly braces. Sets are the values inside the curly braces. The sequence type consists of string, which is a collection of characters. List is collection of various types of elements, and tuple is also the collection of various types of elements. Now here we have to remember that these dictionaries are mutable, their values are mutable and the keys are immutable. Sets are immutable but its values are immutable. Strings are immutable, lists are mutable and tuples are immutable. So the meaning of mutable and immutable is you can change the values, means the data structure is mutable, and you cannot change the values, means data structure is immutable. So this is all about data types in the Python. I hope you will practice all these data types by your own. Thank you all.